Favourite is $3.10 about ZM, who's out from $2.60, and we've also got Oliver R, 4 out to $5.50, and Slowpoke Rodriguez is a $5.50 chance as well. But that's the way the market's shaping up for the Grand National Steeplechase. We are not going to be running on time. We've still got a few to make their way into the yard, but there's a few there that we can have a look at and get an early look at the mounting yard preview here. Ben, we're going to kick things off with Nishi Azabu, the South Australian visitor.
He won both the Von Duser and the South Australian Grand National this season, and 2 starts ago really strong the mountain, the Thackeray, where he beat all bar Sea King. That's obviously a good enough form to measure up here. Mike Weary was just over him at the extended distance. Likewise with ZM in the race. I think there's going to be a little bit of pressure with those two up front.
Lucky tonight, Michael Mitchell, the jockey here. Shelley Houston, the trainer, the Kiwi Raider, ran so well last time out in the crisp steeplechase and given a good chance here again today. $8 out to 10.
He was good, yet to win over the fences, having finished runner-up in all 3 starts. Was really made I'll have half work to beat him last start in the crisp. It was only the last 50 that he got past. I think there's a serious case to be made for him here today.
They're doing it in multiples of 3 here in the mounting yard. We had a look at Nishi Azabu, number 3. Lucky tonight's number 6. Number 9, Underground Fighter, the only other one in the yard just at the moment. So we can get Ben's thoughts on the 100-to-1 outsider of the field.
Yeah, he was brought down in the crisp where he was $101. I found it hard to make much of a case, though, for Underground Fighter based on his recent form.
Oliver Half has made its way into the yard now. This was our favourite in the morning line, but it's been easy since then, and on track it's also been easy. $4 out to $5.50. He
lost his rider at the 15th jump at his first try over the fences, then won the crisp at his second. It was a strange race though, where Sea King lost the rider and ZM was pestered the whole way by the riderless Sea King, but he still should have plenty of upside. It's hard to put a ceiling on just how good he is over the fences, and he does race as if he should relish the extra 600 metres. Like many of these, how he goes on the bottomless track is going to be the query, but I think he's right in the mix among the better chances.
Number 5, Oliver Arf. We have Katie Walsh has retained the colours that she carried aboard Fledged in the previous, and she's going to be taking her place aboard Oliver Arf, who's trained by Patrick Ryan. Katie was aboard Fledged when it came down in the race number 5 on the card. An eventful affair. Manatone was the horse that seemed to be jumping a little bit erratically. Stephen Pateman said he was distracted by the riderless horse down the back straight, so he's actually done a good job to get his mind back on the job once they hit the home straight and get going again and run down our leader, which was About the Journey, who looked to have the race shot to bits turning for home. Brad McLean was aboard and he cruised into the home straight, but just wasn't able to withstand the finish of Manatone, who finished quite powerfully, or quite strongly, quite resolutely to get home and provide a good win there for Anne McGrath, who's always an excitable type when she gets onto a racetrack and she has a win, and no different here today. They're starting to filter their way in. Number 8, Slowpoke Rodriguez has joined us now. He's 5 out to $5.50.
Aptly named. Makes his debut over the fences in the Grand National Steeplechase of all races. Been set for the race though, and looked to jump beautifully in a low pressure trial recently behind Wells. His Grand National hurdle run was very good, but if you're going to have to take a fairly short price, he's getting out a little bit now for a horse having his first steeplechase start. I think he's right in the mix.
No Song, No Supper is number 2. It's the Grand Annual winner. Can it do the rare double of the Grand Annual Grand National? It's given a chance of doing so. It's been $6 out to $7.50 on track.
Gains the services of champion jump jockey Steve Pateman here, with his regular jockey Richard Cully opting to stick with Wells. If you ignore his run in the Thackeray, where he's beaten a long way, then you'd think he'd appreciate getting out to the 4,500
start
metres.
Time it'll now be running in 5 minutes. Ben right now is going to talk us through his top 4 on the big one.
For the reasons I just outlined, I'm going with Wells. The top weight here, it's a pretty tough ask at the top weight over this marathon journey, but I think he's a serious chaser. I think he's been looking for this sort of trip the whole preparation. Everything's been geared towards this Grand National, and I think he's got the class to prevail. Slowpoke Rodriguez, likewise, he's just been aimed towards this one race. I think he'll relish the 4,500 metres. Track's a query for all of them. I'll have a laugh. Another one I think will relish the extended trip. And ZM, well, we know he will probably get through the conditions. He's a Kiwi that's probably at least gone the closest to experiencing something like it before. But a really open Grand National. Can't wait, looking forward to it.
There, Ben's numbers on the big one. Let's get a market update. No trainer's got a stronger hand in this race than Patrick. He's also got No Song, No Supper and Slowpoke Rodriguez, and Patrick is now with Ben.
Patrick, 3 runners, obvious question. Who have you got as the best chance?
I hate people sitting on the fence, but that's what I'm going to do today because they're very different horses. ZM's a dasher, and sometimes I make mistakes trying to catch him, but he's a bit of a question mark in the heavy ground. Kevin Myers, his trainer over in New Zealand, said he was a bit of a question mark in heavy ground, but Dummy has got in trouble for saying that they can't handle heavy ground in the past, and they've come out and won by 100 yards. So we'll just see how he goes. No Song, No Supper, he's got great stamina. He's had a long season, but he's going really well. And Slowpoke Rodriguez is a personal favourite of mine. Like, I just love the horse, but whether that's going to mean he's going to hold much water, that he's going to be able to win the race or not, but he's going to be a good horse for the future anyway.
Mention he's a personal favourite of yours. Has this always been the target for Slowpoke?
It has. It's normally probably his target is the 2017 Grand Annual, and this Grand National Steeple always holds him in good stead for next season. We've done it with the other horse, and it's worked quite well. They haven't won. They've sort of ran placings and then won the National next year, so the Grand Annual next year. So that's what we're hoping with this horse.
3 runners. Good luck. We'll let you go watch it. Best of luck for this race.
Grand National, 4,500, 14 fences, and they're away. And first to jump out was the dashing South Australian Nishiazabu. He takes them to the first of the double in his true style, going straight at it. And up and over he went. Now to the second, Nishiazabu, and he jumps it well. He's out by 2.5 lengths now. Wells went up on the outside of Oliver Half. The horses in the same colours right behind them, and then ZM saving ground on the inside, followed by Lucky Tonight. Next in the race was the outsider Underground Fight at 2 lengths to Slowpoke Rodriguez, and one of his other stablemates, No Song, No Supper, the Grand Annual winner, went back to the rear for Pateman, who's won 2 of the last 4 of these races on Bass Boy. And as they travel down the back straight, it's Nishiazabu which takes it up. He's out by 1.5 lengths. Oliver Half, the crisp winner from a fortnight ago, will sit up second. Third placing on the inside as they jump the first of the treble up the back, up and over at Nishiazabu from Oliver Half. Third still held down by ZM. He's relaxed so much better today without a riderless horse to annoy him, and he jumps that next one along the back well with in close attendance. Wells, the only other winner of this race in this race this year, followed by Lucky Tonight. Then Slowpoke Rodriguez, No Song, No Supper, and when they jumped the last of the treble up the back, Underground Fighter was last. So they're past the 1,000-metre mark on the first round on this epic journey today on the heavy 10, which is the QLS Logistics Grand National, and it's Nishiazabu, the South Aussie, in his favourite role by 2 lengths to Oliver Half, having a gun little run behind him. In third placing, ZM Ditto. They come to the next. That's jump number 6, followed by Wells, who's nice and handy, fourth the outside and 2 lengths away, then 2 Lucky Tonight, joined by the Slowpoke, who isn't. That's Slowpoke Rodriguez. No Song, No Supper, the Grand Annual winner, second last, and Underground Fighter in the redders at the end. They've jumped 6. They've made their way to the home straight, and it is Nishiazabu which will square them up for the judge, Mr. Regan, leading by a length. ZM went through along the inside, and Oliver Half has relaxed beautifully the outside for Katie Walsh, the Pride of Ireland. They're followed next in the race a couple of lengths back to Wells in the same colours, but with the green cap as the sun shines on them as they jump number 7 and up and over Nishiazabu. He's done it all before out in front in these big races. Oliver Half got a bit keen as he wanted to relax on the leader, and Oliver Half is going up to put his head in front. ZM's in third place, Wells is fourth, and they're 5 lengths clear as they do greet the judge of Lucky Tonight, the visiting Kiwi, and the outside was Slowpoke Rodriguez. Then followed No Song, No Supper, who's a length back on the inside, and Underground Fighter. He is last and watching it all happen. They swing out of the straight. Less than a circuit to go in the National, and the front runner is still Nishiazabu. Oliver Half is sharing the lead with him. In third placing was ZM, and through along the inside there went Wells. He's under lock and key. He's getting some nice cover. He appears to be travelling well. They're 3 lengths to Lucky Tonight. Next in the race then was Slowpoke Rodriguez from No Song, No Supper, and there's the stalls that started the Malabago and Underground Fighters at the end. So Nishiazabu, he goes out towards the Irrigation Dam double and jumps the first of same, just in front of Oliver Half, who's a neck away running second. Now up and over the second of the double. Oliver Half just dipped maybe a shade, but he Katie Walsh picks him up. He's in second outside of Nishiazabu, and third placing is being jointly shared by Wells, who goes well, and so does ZM. They're 3 lengths to Slowpoke Rodriguez and Lucky Tonight. Then No Song No Supper still biding his time, and Underground Fighter is last of the 8 runners in the National. 1,500 metres still left to go. The treble up the back, and there's 2 after that. There's 5 jumps to be jumped, and Nishiazabu, the South Aussie, still has a neck to spare on Oliver Half. In third placing, Wells is getting a beautiful run. Ditto ZM is outside. The back markers are slowly edging up. Slowpoke Rodriguez moves himself up from Lucky Tonight. Then No Song No Supper still waiting, and Underground Fighters at the end over the second of the double up the back, and it's Nishiazabu who's now being headed by Oliver Half. Wells is right there. Nishiazabu back to third. ZM fourth. McLean's had a big day, not panicking yet. He moves the horse around Nishiazabu, who's showing some signs of distress. Then Lucky Tonight, followed by Slowpoke Rodriguez, and Underground Fighter and No Song No Supper are really struggling to warm up into this contest. There's 2 left to jump in the National, and it is Oliver Half for Katie Walsh. She's trying to do a Ruby. She's just in front. Wells on the inside in the same colours, the Melbourne Cup winning colours of Prince of Penzance. They're 1-2. ZM's third. The favourites had a gun run. He's close enough, he's good enough. Lucky Tonight next, then Slowpoke Rodriguez. There's still 5 winning chances before the turn, as Wells took over from Oliver Half, who battles. Lucky Tonight does as well. ZM and Slowpoke Rodriguez. Have they got anything to offer Wells? He's trying to win his second National, and the boy's gone for home. It's time now to stand up and be counted for Wells. He's 2 lengths in front of Lucky Tonight, then followed further back in the race to Slowpoke Rodriguez and ZM. Wells comes to the last. He jumped it perfectly. Get out of your seats. This is some more history of the National. He's racing away, Wells. What a great training performance this has been. Lucky Tonight is second, running up to third, Underground Fighter, and then followed by ZM. But it is Wells for the QLS National. What a wonderful display. Wells wins 2. It's the Wells Bass Boy National, all right. Wells won by 6 to Lucky Tonight. Underground Fighter ran third, ZM fourth, then Nishiazabu, and crashing badly at the last was Slowpoke Rodriguez and Oliver Half. The jockeys are on their feet. No Song No Supper got caught up in it. He hasn't completed the course.
Well done to the team there with Wells. Richard Kelly, he was aboard No Song No Supper when he won the Grand Annual Steeplechase, and here he is winning the Grand National Steeplechase aboard Wells. Fantastic story. Well done to the team. He won it 2 years ago, defeated Bash Boy, and he's gone away to a most impressive win here 2 years later for Catherine Durden with Richard Kelly in the saddle. All jockeys appear to be well. Those that came down during the running of the race will have full updates on them and any horses that fell once news comes down.